Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Poke Suit Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. Thought I'd talk a little bit about the right hand today. Hey, this is a guitar I'm holding. It's kind of a mystery guitar. I think it was made in maybe the 30s, 40s. It doesn't have, you can see the back. It's got some incredible wood and it's a one-piece back. I think the top's even one piece. It just sounds unbelievable. Really don't want to sell it, but I'd probably let it go for a few grand. But it just sounds unbelievable. Maybe just slightly smaller scale. Kind of a mystery guitar, but it's just got the most beautiful mid-range and natural reverb, and as you can see, the wood. I even sent pictures of this guitar to to the largest classical guitar dealer in the world, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's some pretty interesting wood and pretty interesting guitar, you know." But really don't want to sell it. But you know, if somebody But I want to talk about right hand development because that's one of the weak areas. I spend an hour or two every day on the right hand, and it's one of the weak areas. Most guitar players are either weak in the right hand or the left hand. And to really get a feel for a strong right hand, you listen to players like Al Di Meola, older John McLaughlin acoustic stuff, Paco de la Thea. But I think Di Meola kind of sets the bar in that area. Also Borelli Legrin. If you watch some acoustic Borelli Legrin, some of his concerts, there's some things he does with a violin player where they play an unbelievable, hard, difficult, fast lick together, and it's just unbelievable. You really need to work on the right hand. I mean, there's some great players out there. I'm not trying to piss anybody off like Frank Gambale. He's a great player. He's a great musician. I really respect him. I'm happy for his success. I've met him at trade shows, actually. He's heard me play. And he does some really, really, really cool stuff. I would like to see him develop his right hand a little bit more and burn with just alternate picking once in a while. But he's a great player. I'm happy for his success. He does some very interesting things. But I just think he needs to work his right hand a little bit. But anyway, if you spend an hour or two a day just on the right hand, it's really going to pay off for you. So what I suggest is it's almost like drum rudiments. You need to kind of work similar patterns. For instance, like four notes. Now I'm in a flamenco tuning. I love this tuning. It's got some great. You get some great kind of. You can get some great chords in this tuning, but the main thing is, like I said, if you break down your right hand exercise, like maybe do fours, maybe accent the first note. So I'm going to show the right hand here. I'm just doing simple scales in this altered tuning, but I want to show the right hand a little bit more because that's what we're talking about today. Now I kind of have my fingers resting here. You can also tuck them up and work it that way, but a lot, it's not that big of a deal. But four notes, accent on the first. Repetition is the mother of mastery, so don't be afraid to be repetitious. Learn to love it. Sevens. And if you practice slow and clean, you might not think that you're getting anything done, but you are. Every time you practice slow and clean, you're building technique. And it will show up when it shows up. Nine. I like hitting that first note a little harder. 12s are really good. Five. Okay, that was a little sloppy, right? Four. Of course, triplets. Sometimes muting's real good too. It puts more pressure on the right hand, makes you work a little harder. And I like to make up little exercises too to help my picking, like but anyway, I'm not very warmed up right now, so I probably shouldn't try real fast things. But I'm just trying to make the point that if you spend an hour or two a day, 12s. By the way, this tuning is you make the G string an F sharp, and you make the low E a D. It's a flamenco. You have some nice chords like this. Kind of intermounting flame. Kind of high tension chords that you really want to resolve. These are chords that really want to resolve. They got a lot of tension, kind of a lot of mystery, a lot of primordial soup, you know. See, that tension resolves. It makes that chord sound even more beautiful because there's tension before it. There's oscillating, you know, ideas before it. So it's interesting, you know, tension and resolution. But yeah, if you sit there, 12s, and then sometimes when you're warmed up, you know, I'm not even going to try it right now because I'm not warmed up enough, but you just do the 12s as fast as you can. But my point today, if you practice like this, slow, building technique because I'm doing it slow. Sometimes I like to increase the volume as I'm going into the 12s, which I think is really good for your right hand. Hear that? Quiet, and then, or the other way, loud, and then soft. So what I'm talking about is just taking the right hand seriously. 3, you know, triplets. 4. Spend at least an hour a day just on your right hand. I try to do like maybe an hour and a half or so, sometimes 2 hours, but it really will pay off for you because, you know, again, I'm not warmed up, so I shouldn't even be trying this. But just work on the right hand, you know, and sure, left hand legato stuff and sweep, easy for me to say, sweep picking is good and all that. But you don't want your technique to define your style is kind of my point, you know. And so you want to be able to have all those tools at your exposure, but work on the right hand. 4 notes per, you know. I really like the 12s. And starting off a little softer and then getting louder teaches your right hand how to open up the capillaries and how to flutter, and it just wakes up the right hand. What happens is when you start practicing like this, sometimes you'll be playing, you'll be a little warmed up, and all of a sudden you just rip out some riff where your technique just kind of starts to explode. It's really exciting. But like I said, you know, check out players like Burrelli Legrand, you know, Al Di Meola, early John McLaughlin. When he was a little bit younger, he can still play though. But I love John McLaughlin. I like his compositions. I love his use of you know, tension resolution. you know, take your right hand seriously. Look at your right hand. A lot of 12s. Fours. I know I'm calling it something simple. Let's not worry about that. 7. You know, so it's really good to do. And again, this tuning's really, I keep several of my, I own about 8 or 9 nylon strings. I kind of collect them. I collect nylon strings that aren't, except for this one, aren't super expensive, but they just sound really great. But some of the chords you can get in this tuning, where you make the G string an F sharp, make the G string an F sharp, and the low E a D. My dog wants it. All right, folks, take care. Have a good day. Let's all stay positive. Let's not let the world drive us nuts, and let's not let the world and what's going on get us off our spiritual center, because we're still spiritual beings unfolding in time. Everything's fine, okay? It's just you got a bunch of nut bars on this planet that don't understand we're all one. They don't have a spiritual basis, and they're a little out there. But you know what? Create your own perfect universe. You get what you focus on, so try to focus on positive things. And if you start getting into the funk, exercise, go for a walk, lift some light weights, you know, get that physiology, and that exercise will blow the negativity out of you. And just try not to focus on the bullshit, you know, don't watch so much news. Remember, the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. Ciao.